Hey, y'all, and welcome to the Everyday Athlete Podcast, recorded live from Omaha, Nebraska. And I'm your host, Katie Danger, U.S. Army veteran and founder of Red H Nutrition, providing everyday athletes just like you clean, effective nutritional solutions, custom formulated to help you reach your absolute potential every single day. Howdy, athletes. This is episode number 5 of the Everyday Athlete Podcast. And as always, this is Katie Danger, and it is a pleasure to have you with me today. For this episode, we're going to be talking about some quick and actionable ways that you can assess whether your supplements are safe or not. And before we get into that, though, I want to talk about an awesome training day that I had yesterday. I train at CrossFit Hydro in Omaha, Nebraska, and I am a big fan of Justin Van Beek and his programming for the gym. I've been in a lot of CrossFit gyms in my career, and I've seen a lot of different programming, some incredibly illogical and some really good. And Justin's programming is top notch. So the other day, what we did is we worked with chains on our squat bar. So we were doing squatting at 80%, and then we were adding 40 pounds of chains to the bar. And it was so much fun because way back in the day, I'm talking like back in 2011 was the first time that I used chains. And it's been a hot minute since I've used chains again. So it brought back a lot of fun feelings because I found CrossFit in 2007, but I really got into it in 2010 and 2011. So it brought back just lots of good memories, lots of good things. And I had so much fun with it. Now, some people are asking, like, what's the purpose of chains? Why would we train with them? Well, one of the hardest portions of the squat, in particular, we were training the back squat, is you get down at the bottom of the squat after your hips pass below that parallel knee crease. Well, it's hard to get out of the bottom. You know, when we're missing a lift, it's when we're coming up out of the lift, right? We just haven't created the acceleration needed, the power needed to get up out of that squat, right? So what the chains do is you lower yourself down, you keep everything engaged like you should, and those chains deload. So you've got 40 pounds of chains on, but as you go down, right, more links touch the ground. And then as you rise up, less links touch the ground. So you've got to work on acceleration through the bottom in order to make sure that you have enough power to drive yourself up and out of the hole. So that's what stimulus it's training, and it's just a heck of a lot of fun. So I had a really good time the other day training, and Justin, hint, if you're listening, keep on bringing the chains out because it was so much fun. And of course, everybody was taking pictures and putting it up on Instagram and Facebook, and that's always kind of silly and fun too. But that's just the way social media works. Well, thank you for sticking around for my little story about how my awesome training day went. So now what I'll do is I'll reward you. I'll get into the meat and potatoes of what we're going to talk about. And this is 3 actionable ways that you can tell if your supplements are safe or not. Because you guys, there are so many options out there. Your time is valuable. Your money is valuable. And the worst thing that can happen to you is to invest your money in a product that is claimed to do X, Y, and Z for it not to do X, Y, and Z. So because there's so many options out there and you're looking at a wall of supplements, I'm going to give you 3 quick ways to assess at least the safety and effectiveness of the product, okay? So I'm going to give you a few seconds. I want you to go and grab a supplement container that you have, a pre-workout, a pill bottle, vitamins, whatever supplement you got nearby, grab it. I'm going to give you a couple seconds here and just keep rambling a bit. For my presentation here, I'm going to go through it with you, but I'm using a bottle of Red H Nutrition's Apex O2 Endurance and Stamina product, which is meant to help with your endurance and stamina, which happen to be factors of fitness. Imagine that, huh? All right, so hopefully you've had enough time. You've grabbed a supplement container, pre-workout, a pill bottle. We're going to go through here, and I'm going to show you how you can assess the label, the very outward product, for its effectiveness. Okay, so number 1, is it produced in an FDA-registered facility? So is your product produced and manufactured in a facility that is, registered in the FDA, and is it up to the current good manufacturing practices? So look at the label. Every supplement that is FDA registered facility and is in a good manufacturing practice facility will say it on the bottle. There will be a stamp, there will be a notation. You know, some of these stamps look a little bit different. There is no standardized stamp for this. However, in some way, shape, or form, it should say GMP, FDA registered facilities. That way you know that that facility is audited on a quarterly basis. They do quarterly audits, quarterly basis by the FDA. So they're coming in, they're doing their checks and balances, they're going through the books, and they're giving the yay or nay on the safety and how this product is produced. So make sure you see that stamp on your supplement. Doesn't matter what kind it is. Make sure it's produced in an FDA-registered facility or a good manufacturing practice facility. Ever heard the saying, failing to prepare is preparing to fail? A major component to your competitive success will be your nutrition prep. And I created a competition nutrition guide to help you utilize pre, intra, and post-competition nutrition protocols, boost your confidence heading into a competition, recover quicker post-comp so you get right back to training, and increase your power output and max capacity so you can own that podium. I created this guide just for the everyday athlete, and you can get your free copy at competitionnutritionguide.com. I'll say again, competitionnutritionguide.com. Number 2, we're going to go and turn around our bottle and go to the supplement facts label. So this is where then they're going to tell you the serving size, how many servings are in a container, and then the actual ingredients in the product. So it should say supplement facts in nice bold letters. It should tell you the serving size right underneath that. And then it should tell you how many servings are in there per container. So usually to get how many capsules are actually in there, if you're talking about a capsule product, you'll take the servings per container times the serving size. In this example, Apex O2 has 30 servings per container. It's 3 capsule servings, so this bottle has 90 total capsules in it. But when we're talking about ingredients, how can you tell if the ingredients are going to be effective? Now, we know that supplements, there are studies that say yay or nay on some things. Now, I'm not going to tell you the research on a supplement and its effectiveness. What I want to talk about is whether it's labeled transparently or not. And let's define that. So a transparent label is where every little ingredient is listed out and every dosage of it is listed out. So there isn't a word proprietary blend or matrix and then just a bunch of ingredients without the numbers listed next to it. A transparent label will have everything listed out. Everything listed out. It will not hide behind a blend or a matrix, because what happens with those is in a proprietary blend label, they'll have like 5, 8, maybe 10 different ingredients on there. They're all listed, but it only tells you one lump sum of everything that's in it. It doesn't list out how much of ingredient X or ingredient Y or ingredient Z. So what's going on there is the company is hiding behind a label where everything isn't listed out, so you don't really know how much of anything you're getting. If I were you, I would take every proprietary label product, throw it in the trash, and never, ever use it again. Because if you don't know how much of a product is in something, you don't know what's actually working and what's not. So don't waste your time or money with a proprietary blend label. Put your money into something that at least a product that respects you enough to list out all the ingredients. That is what I believe is the second most important way to assess your supplements for their effectiveness. And number 3 is there an expiration date present on the bottle? So this is not required by the FDA. You do not have to have an expiration date on your bottle or on your label, but it is expected. Not required, but it's expected. So whether you got a tub or a bottle of pills, just turn it over. Is there an expiration date? Now, I will tell you that after being in the industry for a while, if you have an expiration date that is greater than 3 years, you should really think twice about what's in that, because there are lots of preservatives and fillers in supplements nowadays. So just because something has an expiration date that is further out there doesn't necessarily mean it's a better product. For pills, you should be looking about 2 years. Powders could be anywhere up to 3, as long as it has a way like a desiccant in it or a cotton pack to prevent moisture from absorbing. Because sometimes powders, although the effectiveness of the product can last a little bit longer, humidity, air, and then moisture really, really affect powder products a lot more than they do capsules. I mean, think about a powder, it's not protected in a capsule. So look for an expiration date. If your product doesn't have an expiration date, do not use it. It's probably expired. It's probably not even effective anymore. And it probably wasn't even stored in ideal conditions. So I'm going to recap. I was using a bottle of Apex O2 in case you're curious, in case you want to go back and listen to this podcast over again and follow through. I was using one of Radiation Nutrition's signature products, Apex O2 Endurance and Stamina Booster for that. So to recap, let's go over those 3 pointers. Make sure your label has a stamp that says it is in an FDA registered facility. It's been manufactured according to good manufacturing practices. It'll say it on the label. You'll know. Make sure it's a transparent label. All the ingredients are listed out. Everything in dosages is transparent and listed. They're not hiding behind a proprietary blend label. And then make sure there's an expiration date. Anything that doesn't have an expiration date doesn't mean it's better. It probably means it's full of fillers and preservatives, which aren't even good for you anyway, and which really dull down the effectiveness of good ingredients. So make sure you're following those 3 pointers. There's so many different options out there, you guys. I know that you need a quick guidance system. So I think that quick guidance system, the FDA registered facilities, the good manufacturing practices, make sure that the ingredients are listed out, and then make sure that it has an expiration date on it. That will lead you down the right path. You'll get a good product. I'm going to take a quick drink here though. So with that, I am so excited to talk about episode number 5. I always like to leave you with a little bit of a teaser. I'm so grateful you came here for number 4, but let's talk about episode number 6 real quick. Micronutrition versus macronutrition and the real hierarchy of nutrition according to Katie Danger. You're going to want to tune in for this. I know you're really going to like it. I'm so grateful you tuned in for this episode, you guys. 3 actionable steps on how you can tell if your supplements are safe. So with that, I'm going to give you one thing. I know you're juggling life and all of its responsibilities, and it can get overwhelming. But when it comes to improving your fitness and nutrition, Red H has you covered. Boost your strength, power, speed, endurance, improve your focus, clarity and mood, get better sleep, move pain-free, amplify your life with Red H's supplements. And as a listener of Everyday Athlete Podcast right now, I invite you to use coupon code PODCAST20 and take 20% off your order at redhshop.com. If you're ready to be better than you were yesterday, head over to redhshop.com, find the supplement solution that's perfect for you, and remember, use code PODCAST20, save 20%. Thank you guys. This is Katie Danger over and out, and tune in for next week's episode, Micronutrition versus Macronutrition, the real hierarchy of nutrition.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.